Hey guys, Father Columba here, and I just wanted to give a massive thank you to all of you who have been supporting us here at Call to More. We've been really deeply moved by just the generosity of y'all. So you know who you are, and just want to give a really big thank you. And if for whatever reason you haven't been supporting us, and you think maybe that's something you could do or you would like to do, you just go to our website, calledtomore.org, or you can click on the link in the description. You know where that is. I don't. What I want to propose is that we're called to be thermostats, not thermometers. If you're watching the podcast, you're missing out, guys. But you're very welcome. Why a thermostat? Why not a thermometer? So a little quote from St. Paul. He says in Romans 12, "Do not be conformed to this age, but be transformed by the renewal of your minds." Do not be conformed to this age. What does a thermometer do, folks? It tells me the temperature of me or of other objects. You actually have options here. You can actually select a human, or you can select a house apparently. So a thermometer tells you the temperature. It conforms to the world. It conforms to whatever you give it. So you put it to a fire and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm roasting. You put it to ice and it's freezing. It just adapts itself. Okay, thermostat? Hell no. It is not adapting to anything. It will tell you, let me tell you the temperature of the room that we're gonna be. Now, it may not be that temperature right now, but it has a vision. It has a vision for 25 degrees centigrade. Don't do that, that's wasteful. You are called to be, as a member of the church, you're called to be the continuation of the presence of Jesus, okay? Jesus is in the world through you. Jesus didn't just adapt to things around him. He knew who he was, and he remained who he was, no matter what anyone else, no matter what the pressure, no matter what the threats. Jesus called us to be, he declared, he didn't just call us, but it's kind of both. He said, you are the salt of the earth and the light of the world. And then he talked about light, you can't hide light. You don't light a candle and then hide it under the bed or put it under a basket. You light a light so as to light stuff up. He said, you're a city on a hill. You can't hide a city. Shh, everyone. And so often we do that, we play the false little, the world is very scary. I don't want to rock the boat. Guys, personally, I don't want to rock the boat. I don't like doing that. I don't like being in people's faces. I don't like annoying people. I like everyone to like me. Unfortunately, that is a thing that I do. I like people to like me, and I don't like to push against the flow. But I've had to learn to do that. I've had to learn to disagree with people, and that's okay. I can still hold on to what I believe to be true, stand up for that, even if everyone in the room goes, and they don't like it. That's okay. You don't have to like it, but I like it, I believe it, and there you go. And what's more, we believe there is such a thing as objective truth, guys. It's not just, my truth and your truth. Truth is something that of its nature, of its definition, is objective. It's not just subjective, but we express it more and more and more in these subjective terms. Oh, it's just my truth. No, it's not true because you believe it. It's true because it's true. It's true because that's the nature of reality. And especially when you get into God. We know about God because he's revealed himself in Jesus. And that is an objective truth, whether or not my opinions line up with that. Anyway, so in our initial following of Jesus, in a certain sense, we have to be thermometers, because we have to adapt ourselves to him. We are thermometers only for the truth of Jesus. And then we kick into the thermostat. Jesus is the finger that sets the temperature. And I look to Jesus. What's the temperature, Jesus? What is the truth? How do I live today? How do I love? What is my calling? What is my vocation? Okay, that is, you are the person I get the marching orders from. And then I live that, then I declare that, then I be that, and I don't let myself be conformed to this age. And another thing connected to this is really, I need to stop taking in those different sources from the world. Because guys, you know it, and I know it. There's so much in our media and in our world that's just not godly. And if I let that in, it impacts me. Just to watch, I have some friends who are extremely sensitive, just emotionally, but also spiritually. They're so sensitive. They just cannot watch so many things on media and TV because it so disturbs their spirit, because it's just not of God. And I know for myself, I'm very numbed down to that reality. And I need to sensitize myself. It's like, do you know what? I don't want to inhale the fumes of this world. I want to inhale the perfume of heaven. I want to just be breathing Jesus all the time. And the more I find I do that, the more I just less of the stuff of the world and just more of Jesus, more of his truth, more of the stories of the saints, more of the scriptures, more prayer, more praising him, more people who are following him. My thinking gets transformed. And I can set that, it's like, that's who I want to be. And then stuff around me changes. Stuff around me gets impacted. People around me get impacted. And it's a beautiful thing. We're supposed to be the salt of the world. We're supposed to be impacting the flavor of all society. And salt sticks out. Like if you just take a little bit of salt, oh, it's so salty. A lot of people will experience that with you. It's like, oh, it's too salty. But the impact that we can have on the world it's like salt on a good meal. It's a great meal, but it's a bit bland. But when you add Jesus to it, when you add the church to it, it just elevates it. It doesn't do violence to culture. It elevates culture to where it's supposed to be. It removes, and that's the other thing that salt does. It's a purifier. It cleanses. Like if you're feeling sick, you gargle. So you check yourself with your thermometer. You gargle salt water. That's what I do anyway for my throat, and it actually kills disease. So too, that Christians were supposed to have that we're supposed to be something of the immune system of the world, that we're just able to sniff out what's just not right, and we don't adapt to it. We war against it in a beautiful way, in a kind way, in a loving way. I'm not saying like be nasty or mean. Be the presence of Jesus. So sometimes some people experienced him as like, oh my gosh, you're being so nasty and mean. It's like, no, he was being himself. He was being true. And there was this conflict between the kingdom of light and the kingdom of darkness. And Jesus would not back down when it came to the kingdom of light versus the kingdom of darkness. He was squarely and completely in the kingdom of light. And that's where we're called to be, brothers and sisters. And it's when we get fudgy on that, that's when I experience anyway, that's when I get hurt. And that's why when I actually hurt other people, and that's when I fall short of the glory of God. And yeah, so when we've done that, we need to just bring that to the Lord, bring it to our prayer, bring it to confession, and just start again to take on our calling to be sacred thermostats, mighty thermostat. So there you go. Thoughts for the day. Hope that's helpful. God bless you.